Hi everybody, how are you? It's Dr. Cruz, author of Maximize Your Superpowers. And I'm sitting in this place. I literally don't know if it's a hotel or if it's a furniture store. But it's really beautiful. Look. Kind of looks like a furniture store to me. But those staircases, can you see those staircases? They make me think it's a hotel. But I'm pretty sure it's probably a furniture store. So I'm in West Hollywood, and I love Hollywood. I'm waiting to eat, but I had this thought, right? I had this thought that I wanted to share with you all. We gotta really be honest. I think this is where so many people go wrong. We gotta really be honest about who we are dealing with in the moment. Who we are dealing with in the moment. We gotta be honest. I think what happens is we want to get along with people so badly, whether it's in our family, whether it's relationships, whether it's friendships, we're comfortable. We like familiarity. The brain loves, if you all watch my videos, you hear me all the time say, the brain loves familiarity. We don't really like change. We don't really like being uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in change. Like, we'll be uncomfortable in an argument, in a fight, in a difficult situation, right? We'll be uncomfortable in that. We'll tolerate a lot, won't we? We'll tolerate a lot of bullshit. And we'll keep trying, and we'll keep trying, and we'll keep trying, and we'll keep trying. And do you all ever notice that really nothing changes? How many of you all have been in relationships? Again, I'm not gonna classify what kind of relationship. Could be relationships with your children, relationships with your family members, relationships with a significant other, relationships with co-workers, friends, just in general. And we keep trying, and we keep repeating the pattern. We keep trying to get along with them. We keep trying to make things work. We keep trying to do things with people over and over to no avail. The pattern keeps repeating. No matter how much we try, the pattern keeps repeating. We still end up having an argument, or we still end up getting on each other's nerves, or we still end up not liking each other, or we still end up ruining each other's day, or we still end up fill in the blank. Right? It's crazy. Why do we keep repeating the pattern? Why do we keep calling the same person, knowing how they disrespected us the last time? And yet we call them again to try again, to see if things will be different. We keep going out with the same girlfriend, giving her one more chance, hoping she'll treat you differently. And by girlfriend, I mean female friend, female to female, just a female friend. We keep thinking that that person is going to be kinder, be more thoughtful, be more patient, be more relaxed, be less insulting, be less of a jerk. And they're not. You know, I think the biggest one is relationships with significant others, right? We don't want to break up. We don't want to move on. We don't want to move out. We want the relationship to work because it's what we do. It's where we are. Why start over? Who wants to go find somebody else to start a life with again? So we tolerate so much bullshit. And each time we think something's going to be different. The next day, the next week. But the problem is that spirit of dysfunction, disrespect, irritability, just not being in alignment with the person, that spirit is going to continue to show up because we are not clearly seeing and being honest with ourselves about who we're dealing with. This is such a big deal. We need to be honest about the person who is in front of us. We can love the person with all of our heart. We can love that man with all of our heart. We could love that woman. We could love our parents. How many of you call your parents and you talk about something and you already know their habitual response to your problems? Because this is your parents' personality. Whatever response they usually give. Like, why are you still doing that? Or you haven't learned yet? Or do you really think it's everybody else and not you? Or why don't you get a job? You ever have parents that get on you? Well, why don't you get another job? Why don't you do something different? You know, you go to the person, whoever it is, hoping that they're going to be cool and listen and be kind and have fun with you and just be there with you in that moment, whatever that moment requires. And you hope each time it's going to be different. It's going to be right. Like this, like we get confused. We get caught up in the moment of the good time, right? We have a good time. We have a good moment. We have a good day. We have a good week. And then boom, that spirit of their personality shows up again. Or maybe it's the spirit, your spirit. Maybe it's your spirit that shows up again. But whatever spirit it is, it messes up the energy between you two. Listen, if a man or a woman has hit you in the past, it is very likely they're going to hit you again in the future. If you're in an argument with someone and they put their hands on you, whether a woman or a man, it's very likely they're going to do it again because that's their personality. That's who they are in this moment, right? And so many people forgive and they're hoping that it won't be that way forever. And you try again and you're like, this time it'll be different. I forgive them for yesterday. I forgive them for last week. I forgive them for an hour ago. Maybe we can go out. We'll go bowling. We'll go to a movie. We'll go eat. And things will be different. have faith. Things will be different. We'll have a good time. Because I really want to have a good time with that person. I really want that person in my life. But the problem is, we're not seeing clearly. You gotta see clearly, right? If I put these on, in fact, I did. I was driving down La Cienega in West Hollywood, and I put my sunglasses on. No, it was Sunset Boulevard. I put my sunglasses on because the sun was setting and it was in my eyes. And I couldn't see very well. And I wanted to see because I love Hollywood. I want to see everything. And I had to realize that I needed to take my sunglasses off so I could see better. I needed to see more clearly. And we need to see more clearly in our relationships. We need to see more clearly who we're dealing with. We gotta be honest, you guys. We gotta be honest. No matter how much you love that person, you gotta be honest about who you are dealing with, because that personality is going to show up each and every time. It may give you a break, but it's going to show up again. So if you and that person are not vibing, if you and that person, no matter how much you try, you're not really getting along, your personalities just don't match up, stop going out with them. Because you're going to end up in another argument. You're going to end up in another situation. It's better to be alone than in bad company. Like, I would put my money on that. It is better to be alone than in bad company. We got to be honest. You could love your mama to death. You would do anything in the world for her. But if you know every time you call her with a problem, she ain't listening, and she ain't being who you need her to be, stop going to her. You're not gonna get a different little doggy. You're not gonna get a different response. She is who she is. If you're dating somebody and every other day you guys are like being abrasive toward each other, if one of you lacks respect for the other, if both of you are always pointing the finger at each other, it's probably not going to change. This is who you are, and that is who they are. I love coconut ice cream. I am never, ever, 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 I am never, ever, ever in my life going to walk into an ice cream parlor and order peppermint ice cream or Rocky Road or sherbet. It's just never going to happen. That's not who I am. I know who I am. I love coconut ice cream. I love vanilla ice cream. I love butter pecan ice cream. I love Oreo cookies ice cream. But I'm never going to order sherbet because I know what I'm dealing with. You got to know what you're dealing with. You got to know that there's some people in this world, no matter how much you love them, this is so very, very important. No matter how much you love them, if you try to give them insight into something you see that they could be doing better or differently, or maybe you want to have a conversation about new ideas that they could be doing. If they have an ego that protects them because they actually have low self-esteem, they're never going to be able to receive your insight or your feedback. They're just not. You gotta know who you're dealing with. If that person has an ego that shows up anytime advice is given, insight is given, a discussion of alternative ways of doing things is given, and their ego shows up, and you'll know their voice will get stronger, they'll become more abrupt, they may get very defensive very quickly, right? Their ego, their protective shield has just shown up. They cannot receive it. They cannot hear it peacefully, to receive it, to consider it. Because you gotta know who you're dealing with. You're dealing with someone who has a low self-image. So stop trying to help them in that manner. It's never going to work. All right? So I'm going to close. I got to go eat. My reservation's ready. But I want you all to remember, know who you're dealing with. Know yourself and know who you're dealing with. Understand the personality characteristics of the person you're dealing with. Stop expecting water from a dry well. That advice changed my life. I have no idea where I heard that. I have no idea when I heard it. All I know is that when I heard that advice, stop going to a dry well for water. If you're going to your mama for love and affection, and she doesn't give love and affection, stop going to her. If you keep going to your significant other, your mate, to have a good time, and you know 30 minutes into the situation, they're gonna get angry about something, don't expect it. That's the issue. Expectations. You gotta have the right expectations for the right people. When I go to my pastor, I have a certain expectation that he's going to listen to me and XYZ. But if I go to a particular person I'm thinking of right now, and I call her, and I say to myself, this person's going to listen to me like my pastor, it's not going to happen. Because I know that person likes to talk a lot. So I'm going to get frustrated if I need someone to give me compassion, and I'm going to this person that has no clue how to give me compassion because they're so self-focused. Know who you're dealing with. Stop expecting certain responses and results from people who can't give it to you. You don't have to judge them. You don't have to hate them. You don't have to call them names. You don't have to dislike them. Just know what you're dealing with. Okay? That's the answer. Know what you're dealing with the people you're dealing with. All right? All right. So, one last look. So pretty. Let's see. I'm going to get up. Let's go see what West Hollywood looks like. I didn't really see anything where I'm at worth looking at. But Yeah, pretty much nothing here. It's just the street with a bunch of stores and restaurants. But go find your own West Hollywood. Go find your own place in your community that you enjoy being. You have fun, right? That's what it's all about. Enjoy your life. Okay.